If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio. You know, if you want to go from like local hero, which is what I call like a guy who's earning like 50 grand a year, decent job, like the best looking girl in the area of like a small town, has like a Mercedes or a BMW, just like a 20 grand car, decent house, whatever. Like that's local hero. If you want to go from that to like a millionaire level and live the perfect life that you've ever wanted to live, it's all about timing. Otherwise you can't do it. You just can't do it, okay? Like I said, you get to a certain point where you do have 40, 50,000 saved up, you get married, you have kids, fuck. All that money's gone. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to get straight into it. We're talking about male life and how it hinges on timing. Okay, so this is pretty much what the Male Advantage ebook was all about. I'll explain it in a separate video soon because a lot of people have asked, but the Male Advantage ebook was a blueprint. It was a step-by-step structure of how to live your life in the exact perfect way to get the best results. Now, a lot of the things I teach you guys aren't necessarily here's what you definitely should do. What I teach you guys a lot is what you should not do. You know, things, pitfalls, that's what I talk about. Okay, here are landmines that you could step on that will fuck your life up. And that is why male life is all about timing. And that's what's in the Male Advantage ebook that I wrote, which audio version coming soon. I'll put an audio version, just the first 2 or 3 chapters or whatever as a preview. So if you wanted to have a listen, I'll put that up very soon on the website, which has all just been redone. It's very nice, actually. But so many guys don't understand this. They don't understand the timing element of a male life, okay? Now, here's a couple of examples. A man's, like I said before, 27 is the most important age for a man. It's the most important and dangerous because you'll get into your kind of first years of your peak. You look fantastic. You know, you're becoming more of a man, and you know you're getting more attention from women. You find one that's really attractive. By 28, bang, she's pregnant, and you're like, "Fuck, how did that happen?" Okay, but now you've got a kid. Okay, fair enough. Not always the worst scenario in the world. Kids are beautiful. You know, anybody I know who's had a kid loves their kids, or should do at least, and you know they have a great life because of that. But at the same time, financially, you were in a scenario there where you were about to have a lot of money. 28 in a 9-to-5 job, entrepreneur, doesn't matter really. They're good earning years, okay? They're good earning years. As a 28-year-old man in an office, the boss is eyeing you up for a promotion. You might have been there 3, 4, 5 years now. You're coming up to 30. The boss is thinking, this guy is learning the ropes. He's fully qualified. He's in a position where he could really move up here. He could really move up. And, you know, it could be a 20, 30 grand increase to your salary. Well, that's gone. That's going on the kid. It's nice, but it's gone, okay? Another example. Loads of guys get to 30 years old and they say, hey, I'm going to start getting in shape. Well, it's not too late. It's definitely not too late. But men's muscle mass and bone mass peak at 30. Should have been in the gym at 18. Should have been lifting heavy weights at 18. Okay, should have been bulking young, which is a separate video that I'm going to talk about soon. But you should have been bulking young and putting in that work young. Because if you bulked young, you would have been in a better scenario once you got to 30, where you're already big and strong, and when everything peaks, you know, your body peaks out, and you're in the perfect scenario, okay? But people don't time it correctly. People never time it well. You know, you get a big lump sum, which is another video that I'm doing soon on wasting lump sums. But you get a big lump sum from working in a factory job or something from like 16, 18 to like 23. You save up 20 grand and people go, I'm going to get a BMW. I'm going to put it down on a deposit on a house. It's bad timing. It's just bad timing. You don't need that shit yet. You've only got 20,000. And I know this sounds arrogant, but that's peanuts. 20,000 is not going to last you long. You got 20 grand in the bank that's going to last you, if you're frugal, 2 years tops. If you're very frugal, 2 years at most. It's not retirement money, is it? You know, and you're 23, so good luck trying to retire from there. It's like 60 years of trying to live on 20 grand. You need to make that money work for you. You need to push that forward a little bit more. And we have these little timelines in a male life where we get to certain ages, we have certain things happen, and we waste it. We make the wrong decisions. We don't time things perfectly, okay? Like I said, with the finances, you get to maybe 30 years old and people are saying, hey, ain't you married yet? What's the matter with you? You've got 50 grand in the bank. The missus is pushing and prodding you. She really wants, to get married. She really wants to start having kids. You use that 50 grand to get married and have the kids and whatever and put money in their account and fund everything. Well, now you're left with nothing. And you're just going into your peak as a man at 30 years old. That's poor timing again. And that's what the male advantage is all about. That's what the ebook is all about, okay? It's the perfect structure and system and I'll lay it out here, okay? Just very vaguely. A man gets to like 18, he's spotty, skinny, he's awkward, things aren't really going right. He's probably broke. Financially, things aren't sound. He doesn't have any assets, whatever. Great, okay? This should be from 18 to around about 30. You should focus on nothing but gym and success, as in money. Okay, just get those two things up. Just boost them up to a very, very high level. Okay, when you get to 30, 27 to 30, you'll come into those first years of your male advantage where women start taking note of you. Date, sleep with women, don't get them pregnant, preferably stay out of relationships, okay, and definitely never get married. There's the perfect timing for a male life. And then when you have all that spare money, well, you reinvest it, okay? You make smart investments. You reinvest it into your business. You start up a business. Maybe you make just smart investments. Maybe at that point you have so much money, you can get into the property game, which I think the buy-to-let market is finished. But if you have, let's say, $1 million saved up, whatever, or 500,000, and you bought 2 houses outright or 1 house outright, and then you rent it out, well, there's more money coming in. I think it's a very defensive move because there's so much more you can do with that 500k, but you're in a scenario there where you can actually do something with it, okay? But so many guys have that timing wrong where they'll get to that point where they've got the money, they've sorted their life out, they're getting the highest earning years, and they go, woman, marriage, mortgage, kids, etc., nice car, all the other shit that comes with it. It's not the right time to do that yet. It's not the right time. Not at all. That's like 36, 37, 38. That's the perfect timing for that. But you cannot get to these checkpoints in life like 25. You finally saved up your first 20k. You go and get a mortgage and you live in that house. It's terrible timing. Terrible timing. You're still in your investment years. You're still in your money growth years. You got to get that 20 grand. Slap it down. Let's say leave 5,000 in your bank account just in case, but you take that 15, maybe you put 5 into crypto, maybe you put 5 into stocks, maybe you put 5 into something else that you're doing, maybe an idea that you've had, and you want to execute on that idea, you want to push it forward. Well, now you have 3 different investments. All you got to do is kind of work on them, revise them, sit on them 3 to 5 years, whatever, see how they turn out. You could get to 30 and you've got another, let's say, 50k saved up. Those investments have made you 200,000. Now you've got 250,000. Now you're making some smarter, bigger investments that can return a lot more money. Who knows what it might be. You might buy a commercial property. You might buy a car park, rent that out. Oh, now suddenly you're moving up the ladder. But being 25 and being like it's time for mortgage, marriage, kid, it's just poor timing. And that's what male life resides on. Male life hinges on perfect timing. And if you get the timing right at the exact moments where it's pivotal that you do the correct thing, you're going to be in trouble. Now, you might want to have kids. You might want to start a family. You might want to get a mortgage and just have more of a simple life. But believe me, it will never go further than that. And that is why the timing is so important. There's a perfect time to get in the gym and start in the gym so that when you get to the age where it matters, 28 and beyond, you're in great shape. Being 21 and having a six-pack doesn't really matter. If you get to 30 and you're fat and whatever, your skin's gone off, you're all bubbly, you got stretch marks, whatnot from drinking too much beer, that six-pack at like 21, 18, it doesn't matter. Okay? It really doesn't matter at that point. It's all, if you've got a nice car at 25, but at 35 you're broke, it doesn't matter. And that is why the timing is more important. You went to buy a car, bang, it was 10 years too soon. You went and got married. That was just a terrible decision outright. But if you were ever going to do it, you should have done that in your late 30s, early 40s. You had kids. Fantastic. I'm happy for you. But financially, there's terrible timing. You just weren't ready. Again, as a man, 35 and beyond, perfect time to have kids. Anything before that is too soon. You just haven't built yourself up yet. You haven't saved up that money. You haven't got the assets. You're going to be too stretched. You're going to be doing too much. Your money's going to be stretched too many different ways. It's not going to work. Your assets are either never going to improve. You're never going to be able to get what you wanted to get. You're gonna get short-term assets. So like your missus is saying, "Oh, we've got a kid on the way. We better go and get a house." So you go and get some shit house that you didn't really want, but it's a base. And now everybody's happy except you and your bank account. And it's just poor timing. There's just certain things that you don't need at certain times in your life, and men do it. Like the lump sum thing. Everybody builds up a decent lump sum by the age of 25, okay, from working a 9-to-5 job. What do? They buy a car. Everybody builds up a decent lump sum by the time they get to 28, 30, because they're on much higher wages at that point. What do? They get married, they get a mortgage. Everybody builds up a lump sum, at home with the missus, family life, whatever. They're all working hard, they're building up. But what are they saving for? Kids. They have those kids, they splash all the money on them, and that's it. I'm sorry, I got something in my eye, guys. They splash all that money on the kids. It's $250,000 over an 18-year period. Pretty much all your savings gone. Just, again, poor timing. Oh, I wanted to do an investment, but I don't have that money available. Oh, I really wanted to get in shape, but I started when I was 34 because I got married, had kids, whatever. I wasn't really focused on myself. I can get in some sort of shape, but it's probably going to take steroids now. It's just too late to put in that 10 years of graft. And you get into your 40s, mid-40s, it's just bad timing. Now, it can be done, and I would definitely promote improvements any age. If you're 60, get in the gym, okay? But timing is so important. If you want to go from like local hero, which is what I call like a guy who's earning like 50 grand a year, decent job, like the best looking girl in the area of like a small town, has like a Mercedes or a BMW, just like a 20 grand car, decent house, whatever. Like that's local hero. If you want to go from that to like a millionaire level and live the perfect life that you've ever wanted to live, it's all about timing. Otherwise you can't do it. You just can't do it, okay? Like I said, you get to a certain point where you do have 40, 50,000 saved up, you get married, you have kids, fuck. All that money's gone. You put it down on a mortgage, you're now living in that house. It's a defensive move. Oh, okay, you rent that house out. £400 extra per month. $600, whatever. It's not too impressive, guys. It's just poor timing. It's not the right time to buy a house. Houses, defensive move. Kids is a lifestyle. You're pinned down for 18 years. If not more, if you have more after that. It could be 25 years where your life is kind of second to theirs. You get married. Okay, 50% of your income's tied up, plus whatever else is going to go back to her if you got divorced or whatnot. It's just poor timing. You weren't financially sound. So like, how many guys do you know, because I know about 1 million, that are like 40, 50 years old and are financially fucked because they got divorced and they have nothing left and they don't have the youthful energy anymore to raise all that money back up, and they're like, well, I'll just do my normal job, I just don't give a fuck anymore, she's pissed me off, life's smacked me in the nose, I just carry on as normal, work this job, pay the child support, is what it is, shit, this is terrible. But they haven't got the motivation to kick on. That's poor timing. Because when you did have the energy and motivation, you were young. But instead of working on a business, investments, on a 9-to-5 job, and rising up and getting to a level where you were financially independent, or of a level where if something did go wrong, you were still rich as shit, you went and got married. You went and had kids. You went and dropped the biggest lump sum you've ever had on a house. Which again is, like I said, it's a defensive move. That house is going to appreciate in value. Yeah, good luck with that, okay? Oh, I made an extra 50 grand in 10 years on the house. Whoa, that really went up. 50 grand extra. What are we going to do with the money? 50 grand over 10 years is 5 grand per year, and then you're going to get taxed on top of that. Like, 4 grand extra a year. Guys, get a second job. Get a second job and stay independent. Like, I don't know why we love this kind of lifestyle. It just fucks up the male timing. Like, men peak later than women. I've told you this a million times. Men's lives don't start until they're 30. They don't peak until they're like 35 to 38. And then that continues until you're like 50. Like, shit doesn't go wrong as long as you stay in shape, take care of yourself, whatever, and you've got money, okay? It's all good. But you need those early years to really invest in yourself let's say a guy's watching this now, he's 18, he's like, wow, I don't really feel like hitting the gym. Get in the gym. Otherwise your timing's way off. Start building that body now. Start researching now about businesses and ideas and crypto and stocks and whatever. Just start researching all this different shit. Stop being distracted and being like, oh, I want to get married by the time I'm 21. I want to be a young dad. You might want to do that, but it's bad timing. And male life completely hinges on timing. And without good timing in a male life, you'll never go past the local hero stage. You'll just be a big fish in a small pond. It's very hard to get past it because you just don't have the time or the money, the two main ingredients to any level of progression in life. You just don't have those ingredients because you're always spending time with the wife. You're always spending time with your kids, naturally, and so you should, but it's not the right time to do it yet. You're always spending time at your 9-to-5 job, okay, grinding it out, then back with the missus, then with the kids, then on weekends they're going to birthday parties. You just don't have the time, okay? What you want to do is do a 9-to-5 job early, save up all that money that you're getting from that 9-to-5 job, make smart investments. The residual income that's coming in from that, you want to use it to be free so that you've got time, because time is probably slightly more important than money, in my opinion, in terms of progression, because you can search for things. Like the way I find these cryptos that have just come out onto the market, and I get in really early, and then when they blow up in 2 years' time, I make a sizable amount of money. That I can only do that because I'm sat here researching. Otherwise, I'd be at a 9-to-5 job. This is what I've done, okay? Work jobs, use that money to make smart investments. Then when you got that residual money and it's coming in and you're at home all day or you're working on something all day, you've got that time then to be able to push forward with whatever it is you want to do, okay? You can become a full-time trader. You can become a full-time property investor if you wanted to. You can become a full-time entrepreneur. You can become a full-time fashion designer. Whatever it is that is your idea that's going to take you from A to B, now you have the time to do that. And at that point, you might be like 30 years old. And now it kicks in, your peak earning years, because you've done the hard graft, okay? And you're in great shape. And you've built yourself up as a man. You've become somebody who's a little bit wiser. And you look back and you think, good job I didn't get married at 25 because I just was not who I am today. I wasn't in the right scenario. A kid would have fucked me financially. So you then kick forward and you have your peak earning years not peak earning years, I think they're in your 40s, but you have earning years that you've never seen before. From like 30 to 40 as a man, that is when most men put like a couple 100,000 in their bank account or $1 million or $2 million. Like you really get some big change at that point, okay? And that will come flying in. But if you chose at that point, okay, I've done the hard graft, worked the 9-to-5 job, made smart investments, I've got 200,000, marriage, mortgage, kids, fuck, I've got zero left. So where are you going to get the rest of the money from? Well, I have to go back to a 9-to-5 job because now I'm going to struggle otherwise. It was poor timing because your life went up, down. You want to go like this. You want to build. And then when you get to that point, look, you can level off. But it depends where your level is. Because I'm doing a streaming platform, I've told you guys before, my level is billions. Hundreds of millions, if not billions. Because I just believe with a streaming platform, how can you not do that? How can you not get to that level? That's the kind of level of money that sort of industry puts you in. And that's why you need to align yourself with the right industry. When you start a business, align yourself with something that does have huge earning potential, that you're good at. There's certain categories that you need to do. That's what I've done. Okay? But when I get to that point and I tick those boxes, look, there might be some kids coming along. There'll never be a wife, but there'll be like a long-term girlfriend or a partner or whatever that I'll have those kids with. There will be a house where I think, where do I want to live? Do I like New York? Do I like LA? Do I like London? Do I like Miami? Where do I want to live? Do I like the countryside? I will pick a base. It might be 2 or 3, but it will be one main base for me, the woman, the kids, whatever. They'll need schools to go to, and I will pick that base. But until that point, you've got to build towards it. Because that's just good timing. Because if you get that timing right, guys, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life because there's no way out. Until those kids turn 18, you're going to be funding them. And then they're probably at university and you're probably paying a lot of that shit too. Being a dad is a lifelong responsibility. You're still going to fork out. You're still going to pay for them. Like even on your deathbed, you're already thinking, I've got to fund these kids. Like it doesn't stop, okay? You're thinking, I've got to make sure this person's got this amount of money. They've got this amount of money. I've got my funeral plans in place. I've paid it all off. So I've just had to deal with. As a dad, you got to realize that's a long-term commitment. That's for life. You're stuck in there, okay? The same with a wife or a partner or whatnot that you've had kids with, but especially a wife. You know that 50% of your income is hers no matter what, as soon as you sign that dotted line. You also know that you're going to be paying for a lot of shit that you might not want, okay? She wants to go on holiday. She wants to have kids. She wants a bigger house. She wants a renovation on the house. She wants an orangery put at the back because it will be beautiful in summer when her parents come round and her friends come round. Oh, when my sister stays with her kids, it'll be nice for us all to sit at. Women have these visions, okay? As men, we just get by on what we think's the best idea, but they have these visions and they're very romantic and emotional about it. And you will be funding either all of that or 50% of that. Make sure you're in a good position to be able to do it. Because so many guys just get the timing wrong. They're not prepared for it. And they get to 40 years old and they cheat. They have a midlife crisis. They go and do something different. They commit suicide. They get depressed. Like, we've seen this so many times in different guys. And if you don't get that timing right, it's trouble, okay? So in the Male Advantage, I'm not saying go and buy the book. You just asked me a question. I'll give you it in the comments. But it is a cheap book, $4.99. But the step-by-step structure, the blueprint that I've laid out, it's like what you should do at this age, this age, this age, this age. Like ideally, obviously you don't have to be this age, but ideally it's like the kind of pattern you should follow. Then when you get to 40 and beyond, I'm like, you're on your own, okay? Just keep your testosterone high, but you're on your own. That's literally all you need to do. But I've laid it out step by step because male life is all about timing. If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and Male Advantage ebook, all links are in the bio.